I'm Anne Marie, and you are listening to Achieve Spiritual and Holistic Radio, and my show is called Tarot Joy. I want you to know that the most important thing that I am facing right now is getting my Christmas tree lights down. and I thought, well, what a great time to do a wonderful hypnotherapy on procrastination. For me, it's about things like procrastinating about getting the back tree cut down before a tornado throws it into my neighbor's house. It's about procrastinating on losing that weight that I know I need to do. It's about procrastinating on the Christmas tree lights. We had a wonderful, wonderful warm season at the beginning of the year, which everybody got out and they put on so many, so many, so many Christmas tree lights. But then it got cold and it's now, kind of silly. There's all these lights hanging all over. And, so I know also as a single mom at one time, for many years, how procrastination can be leaving a bad relationship. It can be leaving a job that is dead end and not getting out there and searching for something else. It can be about feeling like you have something wrong with you and you know you need to get to a doctor, but you don't. It can be about so many things. It can be about writing that novel that you wanted to write. And whatever it is, the main thing is procrastination is kind of like a sickness. It's the act of delaying or putting off tasks until the very last minute. A lot of people who are ADD do this as well. And when it gets to that deadline, oh my gosh, boom, 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 everything falls in line. The spirit, the energy is there. But the bad thing is that you don't double check your mistakes. Things that you should have avoided because you did things on last minute can suddenly cause you to self-sabotage the very things that you were trying to do. So according to a guy named Joseph Ferret, who's a professor of psychology, it says around 20% of the United States adults are chronic procrastinators. So no matter how well organized and committed you are, chances are that you found yourself frittering away the hours on your computer or doing trivial pursuits on your games. And the next thing you know, as you're watching TV on some movie, suddenly, oh my gosh, the time has gone by and it's too late, it's getting dark, the stores have closed, whatever it is. So what I did today was I put together a hypnotherapy. I am a certified transpersonal hypnotherapist. And what is that? Well, basically, a transpersonal hypnotherapist is not like making you walk around like a chicken, or it's not about making you feel that you're being in some way invaded to do something silly. Transpersonal hypnotherapy is more about reframing. Reframing can be putting a different picture frame around a bad habit or an old memory and giving it a new boost for your year, 2021. So one of the things I want to do before I start getting in on doing readings is to be able to give you that reading or that hypnotherapy and maybe just kind of think about while the hypnotherapy is going on, perhaps you want to get in on video in quick and in quick me a question for today. You would go into live video and you would just type your question on the side and I will answer it. You also may want to think about calling into the show, which is 602 666 6027. You're in very good hands. I have had years and years and years of psychic reading experience, own my own Midwest psychic studio, and take personal calls all the time, as well as work for two very acclaimed national psychic sites. So let's just think about maybe getting in 602 666 6027. I'm going to play that hypnotherapy first for procrastination because I like to take care of the subject matter first so that we don't end up running out of time. Okay, so here you go. And if Mr. Bill will please put on a pretty picture instead of my face while the procrastination hypnotherapy is going on, I would truly appreciate it. How about those coffee cups I sent you? Okay, here we go.
I would like you to relax and imagine that a beautiful white light, or of a color that you really love, coming down from above and entering into the top of your head, filling your entire body with peaceful relaxation so that you can see it and feel it, and it becomes reality. And send that same beautiful, soothing, healing relaxation into your body, letting it swirl around your heart, feeling your entire body relaxing. That's right. And today we are going to take the steps to end procrastination, to stop putting those projects that you want to have completed on hold and put them into action. And you know you can do this. So today we'll make that happen. That's right. So we'll begin with opening your mind and making it receptive to the suggestions given, and you will feel an overwhelming desire to comply with the messages that you receive as you realize the importance of my words. And as your subconscious mind absorbs and understands these messages, it really doesn't matter if from time to time you find your mind wandering away to some other pleasant thoughts, because your inner mind understands that now is the time for your life to begin to really take shape and move in the direction that you desire. You've had enough of putting things off until another time, never getting anything done, nor fully achieving all that you had set out to do. And that is why you have been feeling and increasing dissatisfaction with yourself for not realizing your full potential. And that's why you're here today. That's right. But you know now that now is the time. Not tomorrow or the next day or even next week or even you are beginning to feel impatient when jobs get left undone or delayed. And you see tasks mounting up and overwhelming you. And the word now is taking on a new meaning for you. To do not only the things that you have to do every day, but freeing yourself to do all those wonderful things that you really want to do. And suddenly you find yourself wondering about the word now. Because this curious word can be rearranged to form other impressive words, like the word one. The word one is just how you feel when you do something now. One or now gives you a win-win feeling. A feeling of satisfaction that is all your own. Own. One. Now. 3 different words containing all the same 3 letters, which are very significant to you now. Now you know how the feeling of having won makes you a champion. And doing things now is a quality that you now own. Gone are the days of procrastinating and putting things on hold. Those were the days that you were disorganized and unsettled. That was an old unwanted pattern that probably developed when you were quite young and less mature. You hadn't learned then the tremendous feeling of satisfaction from seeing a job well done. But this wonderfully satisfying feeling is now one that you own when you accomplish things that you have set out to do. You are learning now how to prioritize by making a list of the tasks that you want to accomplish first. And this is so easy because you make your list at nighttime before you go to sleep. That way, your unconscious mind can sort out the best and most satisfying methods for you to achieve your desires as you rest, without even needing to give conscious thought to what you're going to do, but learning to trust. Really trust. in your inner resources, knowing that you know now more than you think you know, and instinctively trusting yourself to make really good use of your time. And you know that now is the time, not tomorrow or the next day or even next week, but now. Now you begin to feel a sense of urgency when you arise, a strong desire to work through your list and to do not only the things that you have to do, but also the things that you really want to do. And when you have worked through your list and ticked off all the things that you've accomplished each day, you really congratulate yourself on a job well done. And what a tremendous feeling of complete satisfaction you have now that you really know that you've won. You own these good feelings, these strong, positive feelings when you do something now, not later, or tomorrow, or the next day, or even next week, but now. Now you really know how it feels to free yourself from those old feelings of dissatisfaction and feel really good. And if there are rare days, which there invariably will be, when you do not accomplish everything you had set out for yourself because of unexpected interruptions or demands on your time, you feel even more determined to pick up the next day from where you had left off. And you know now to do this with a renewed sense of energy and excitement and urgency, because you realize now that this new pattern is a pattern of success that you have set out for yourself, and it's becoming very important to you to just do it now. I will be quiet for a moment or two, and in the silence, I want you to really feel the significance of the word now in your life. What does it mean for you now? A feeling of freedom, a sense of achievement, knowing that you've won, or a good feeling that is all your own. Let your subconscious mind make sense of these messages now in its own special way. Now, bring your mind back to the sound of my voice and know that these changes are already beginning to take place in your life. And now you can own all the good feelings that arise from knowing you have won.
All right. So, of course, that is for all people that need to take off their Christmas tree lights. Or remember that you need to think about finishing that project that was really due the next day. Or how about the time you decided not to clean up or decided not to clean up your apartment because you didn't feel like doing it right now? So, assuming that projects won't take as long to finish as they really will can lead to a false sense of security. And I encourage you, if you have a plan, if you have something that needs a deadline, remember what the hypnotherapy said. Write your plans down, your list at the end of the day. Let your mind and your subconscious process them overnight, and the next day tick them off as you get them done. You will feel very, very accomplished and just more productive. And of course, your life will be much more organized. That's right. So, I wanted to get to the room and answer some questions. We have Lena from Tennessee, Anita from Michigan. We have um, Debbie, and she's got a puppy dog and that she wants a reading on, and Russell, who wants an organic reading, and Patrick, who wants a general reading, and Dan, who also wants to have a reading. So I'm going to get to you all and understand that it's me alone today. So maybe the readings will be a little longer. I will keep an eye on the chat room. Remember that I do see that Aquayazi is there. And hi, Aquayazi. Hope you are doing well too. And I will be looking for your question as well, or to do an angel message reading for you, Aquayazi. So I'm going to take care of the first people that were in the room. And the first person is Lena from Tennessee. Hello, Lena. How are you today? Lena,
Hi,
are you
Emery.
still there? Hi, honey. How are
Can you hear me?
you? I can.
I'm
I can
good. How
hear
are
you.
you?
I'm doing great. What's going on?
Well, this is a special request from my husband who wants to
Okay.
know if his mother's intentions are good.
What is his mother's first name?
It's kind of foreign, so I can only give you the letter. It starts with the letter I.
I. Okay, that's good enough. If I have her initials, that gives me something to feel frequencies from. Does she have a last initial? I, and what's the last in it?
L.
L. I L. So when I look at what comes up on his mom, the first thing that comes up at me says she is being extremely cautious. She feels like she has not gotten the attention that she wants, and she's been feeling very invisible. Another thing that she doesn't seem to be willing to do is work on it herself, this feeling of invisibility. She seems cautious because she believes that you and your husband have your life all together. And she also feels confused as to why, if your life is all together, that she feels invisible. So, what are her intentions? If I look at that, and it says that her intentions, one of the things it says is that she wants to feel loved. Another one of her intentions is that she wants to be happy. She feels like also she wants to know that she can have those things while at the same time having boundaries. She wants the unhappiness of her life to go away. And she's very afraid that somehow she's become a victim of some unknown thing that I don't know. It just says that something she recovered from, something that she moved on from. She's feeling very vulnerable, very invisible, and she feels like she's a victim of circumstances now. So it says she's looking to feel special. She's looking to be able to do anything it takes to feel desired as a mom and to feel like she matters. And if that is about giving you something, or if that is about asking for something, or if it is about anything that makes her look like she is helping out, it's all about helping her to feel like she matters. And that's what comes up. All right?
All right. I will tell my husband that.
Thank you, Lena. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, I'm going to, before I go into Anita, I'm going to go to Debbie, who says, "Hey, Anne-Marie, I just lost a puppy who was 5 weeks old. Oh my gosh. I always called him the brown guy because of his collar. Color, I think that means. Can you see what the cards say about him? All right. Um, if I look at your puppy, and I'm not a lost and found. I'm so sorry. I wish I could help you with lost and found, but half the time I'm losing things and I can't find them. So that's not my specialty. But I can tell you what his mindset is right now. And what comes up is that he is surrounded by people who believe in him. He is surrounded by people who are spoiling him. But he doesn't respect them necessarily because he doesn't feel that they are his people. I think that you had enough of an imprint on him where he's confused. But then puppies are confused because they don't understand why they're taken from their mom to begin with or the new home they're in. I don't know what would cause your puppy to be in a situation where he got lost, but it says that he is in a good surrounding right now. So know that he seems safe and that there are people around him that are spoiling him. How long that lasts, I don't know. But I guess if I were you, I would put puppy pictures up on your local convenience store or on a telephone pole or a building where people can see that he does have an owner. But understand that at 5 weeks, most puppies aren't taken away until 6 weeks. So he was already too young to be taken from his mom. And so he could very well be with somebody that took heart and took him in. And that's what I see, Debbie. All right, I'm going to go to Anita in the call room. Hello, Anita. How are you today?
Hello?
Hi, Anita. What's going on today?
Hello?
Yes, Anita, I'm talking to you. Hello, Anita.
I know the phone's messing up. My phone's messing up.
Okay, I can hear you.
Just a minute. An angel reading?
All right, you betcha. Anita, the first thing that comes up in your angel message reading, and please know there is a difference between a psychic reading and an angel reading, which talks about your blessings and gifts. The first thing that comes up, Anita, in our very noisy connection, says that it's time for you to have your guides and angels show you the right path to reach for your goal. Your angels have felt. You know, Anita, I'm feeling you need to call back into the show. I can't even hear you because the background sound is so strong. Is there any way you can call back in the show?
Yes.
Our connection is terrible. Could you do that for me?
Yes, I will.
Okay, thank you. All right, while Anita's calling back into the show, I'm going to do another reading. Anita, go ahead and hang up and then call back in. Thank you, girl. Russell from Ohio says, can he have an organic reading, please? I like Russell when he says that because I always advertise my show as organic psychic readings, meaning you get the good old Midwest, truthful, direct approach to what I see. All right. If I look at that, Russell, here's what comes through. Russell, the first thing that comes through in your reading says, it's time for you to free yourself from your drudgery, from your disappointments, and from the things that seem to be taking the joy out of life. You need to go in a new direction. I understand that you have commitments and responsibilities. And I would say that within October, I see you surrounded by a very productive job. I'm shown that in the past, you've always had a tendency to give your all to whatever you do. But I'm also shown that it's time for you to take away the puppy dog attitude. Now, what is the puppy dog attitude? Okay, I'm going to explain it like this. Sometimes the more we try to please people, the more we are disrespected. Why? Because they see it as needy, because they see it as trying too hard. And instead of honoring it, they often take advantage of it. So your reading says it is important for you to understand that as you take a new path in 2021, try to be a little less puppy doggish. Your reading says that you need to walk away from something that has no longer been fulfilling you. And your reading says that you don't want to hurt anybody and you don't want to ruin your own reputation. But on the other hand, you know that there is something out there that is better fitted for you, that can give you more accomplishment, more a sense of pride. And your reading says that it's time for you to be honest with yourself. Isn't it time for you to stop giving more than you're getting back in return? Isn't it time for you to make people honor you and respect you by perhaps having more boundaries? Lastly, your reading says you will be treated more fairly. You are surrounded by more money and more opportunity and more accomplishment by November, starting in October and November. Now, am I saying you won't have that beforehand? No, I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that you need to think about leaving something that is no longer working for you, or to get out and try more options to look for work like that, or to try a different kind of social networking, to rub shoulders with the right people. Whatever you're doing is not giving you the potential that you deserve. And I do want to say you, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. All right, we're going to go back to Anita. Anita is back. Hello, Anita. Are you getting a little better sound here?
Better.
Oh,
Was that better?
much better. Yes, much better. Okay,
Yeah,
so
my
what
dad
can I
picked up
read
the
off?
phone.
Yeah, that's much better. Okay, so you wanted an angel reading, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So when I look at your angel reading, it says you have a very compassionate, strong spirit. You also have a side of yourself that I'm going to say can be the bitch. Now, I don't mean that in a bad way, but what I'm saying is that you're torn between the two sides. One side of you wants to take the bull by the horns and make people treat you right and go in the direction that you know will give you better results. But you also are the peacemaker and you don't want to cause problems. And that's a very good quality. Your reading says in the next, I'm going to say up to June, you may find that your mission of trying to help people around you has gone past its usefulness. And that by next June, you need to draw a circle around that on your calendar. It's time for you to move on. Understand that if you don't, you will find yourself in a prison of goals and expectations from perhaps others, or even opinions, negative opinions from others that you don't deserve. So make June the day that you move on. And remember, you have two sides to your personality. You have the spiritual loving side and you have the bitch side. But in June, you need to go into the bitch side. You need to be the warrior woman and move on because that's what your angels want for you so that you don't find yourself locked in lack of gratitude, bad opinions, and things that you don't deserve. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right. Um, I have Lena from Tennessee, and she says, can you see if I'm procrastinating on leaving this job I started? It's a medical supply company. Well, how about looking at this, Lena? What is it, if you stay, that you will get out of it worth your while? And if I look at that, the supply company, if you stay with this job, Lena, it says basically every day you'll feel as if you're under attack. Every day you'll feel as if you're not meeting your potential. Every day you'll ask yourself, couldn't I be doing better? So I guess if you're procrastinating on leaving a job that makes you feel like that, I would say listen to the hypnotherapy at the beginning of the show and take action. What would happen if you left? And looking at that, and what comes through says, if you leave this job, the first thing that will happen is that amazing creative potential will open up for you with an incredible sense of adventure and relief. So that says to me, girl, get out of there. Don't procrastinate. All right. I'm going to go to the room where the video is. I'm pretty sure we had um, Aquayazi. I'm not sure she has a question. I'm just going to look at Aquayazi and look at whatever comes up on Aquayazi. So when I look at what comes up around Aquayazi in an angel message reading, it says, stay away from the arrogant person that has been making you feel unappreciated. You feel as if you have been holding your emotions and your feelings back. But Aquayazi, your reading says, by doing this, you prolong jump-starting into your life and your new journey. And don't be afraid of change, and don't be afraid of trying something new, because in the long run, you are a survivor. You are someone that matches and meets the goals as they come in your life. If you're going to make a goal part of your life, make it for you and not for the person seen in your reading that seems to show no gratitude. It's time for you to move on. That's what I have, Aquayasi. If I look at what comes up back in the room, and we have Jan, and Jan says, may I have a reading in general? Yes, you may have a general reading, Jan. And looking at that, so what comes up in your reading, Jan, says the following. You have been in huge anxiety lately, and maybe even some sleepless nights, worrying about something. You're crossed by this absolute desire and need to be aggressive and pursue a new goal. Perhaps this is something you need to listen to the procrastination hypnotherapy on, because you are at a stage, at a crevice of your life, and you need to put your toe on the other side of that crevice, that crack, and make sure that you go into the creative potential that is ahead of you. Jan, your reading says that you have not been happy. You feel like a lot of times you're wasting your time. And your reading says procrastination is only allowed for about 2 more months. At that time, it says you need to say adios to someone, either based around career or someone that is taking advantage of you and your good nature. Understand that you want to make your dreams and desires a reality, but you're also afraid to. And your reading says, and here comes another arrogant person. It says, someone around you has been treating you with indifference and making you feel less valued. You need to understand that if you stay with this, you're settling for less and you're settling to feel unappreciated. Your angel reading and your message reading says, stop working and trying so hard for the things that give you no gratitude. Remember, life is about choices. And when you make choices, you have to get something back in return. Usually, this means if you are getting at least 50% back of what you invest, then maybe that's okay to stay. But if you're doing all the work and you're doing all the ethical commitment of loyalty, then you are shooting yourself in the big toe with a revolver. And that's what I see. All right, Jan. I'm looking at Patrick, and Patrick says, can I please have a general reading? I want you all to know that when you ask me for a general reading, please know that you are not asking me for an angel reading. Before we go into this, I want you to know what an angel message reading is, so you know in the future. And an angel message reading can be something that allows you to see the very best qualities of your life. And you don't need to have special angel cards to do it. What you need to do is open your mind and allow yourself to interpret the cards that you have, whether they're angel cards or whether they're normal tarot cards of whatever your favorite is, and see the very best case scenario. Remembering that your angels wants you to be able to see the blessings and the gifts in your own personal life. And that for you, that is what an angel message reading does. It allows you to be able to access into the gifts, the blessings that are now, in the near future, and within 12 months' time. When you ask for a tarot reading, you're asking for the pitfalls, you're asking for the blessings, you're asking for the present, you're asking for the future, and it's all incorporated into it. So that's the difference. Angel message readings go into gifts and blessings, and a tarot reading goes into the general perspective of patterns that may be sabotaging you as well as helping you out. All right, so I'm going to look at Patrick again. And Patrick, I'm looking at a general reading for you. And again, anybody that wants to come for a reading personally with me, please do go to thecallingoflight.com. Thecallingoflight.com. And you will see a wide selection of reading packages to purchase there. And we can do something personally just for you without anyone listening. Patrick, boy, I don't know what's going on, but honey, you are on a real roll. You are about to access into something that's really exciting. I see 2021 as a time of novelty, changes, and trying new and interesting things. I also see that it is a year of making better choices for your life. You have been feeling like you've been laying low far too long. The past shows that there may have been some nasty gossip or some betrayals going on in your life, that in the near future, it's time for you to move on, forget about it. Don't let yourself go there. Don't process those nasty little remarks or judgments. It's time for you to just move on. Now, when you do move on, expect that there will be somebody out there that gives you her peace of mind. She's not going to like it. And she may actually say some really rotten things. But in the long run, it says, what's the sense of committing to something that no longer feels happy to you? Understand that you have given all you can possibly give, whatever this is about, Patrick, and that it's time for you to be a little more selfish, or as I like to say, take your bitch pill. It's time for you to stop letting others control you, stop letting others make you feel bad, give you negative opinions or judgments that make you feel less appreciated. You don't need to listen to that. Move on. And your reading says there will be some who are in terrible conflict when you do that, because it's not predictable behavior for you. But in the long run, by learning to be a little more selfish, by learning not to be quite so giving, people will appreciate you more. They won't take advantage of you. And for sure, people have a way of treating those that are not quite so giving with more respect. I don't know why it is, but we can see it all around us in politics. We can see it all around us in the everyday things that happen at work or in our families. So that's what I see, Patrick, and I'm sticking to it. That's right. All right. Thanks again, everybody. And again, I do want to let you guys know that I have just published a new book, and that book is called Bone China Mausoleum. And wouldn't you know it, I forgot to bring my book with me today to the show. It is about, and I want to be honest with you, me. It's about a little girl that has a terrible playground accident, like I did, and she crashes through an unlocked cafeteria gate to the floor, concrete floor below. And in the process, she has enough brain alternation to have a gift. And that gift accesses into her being a psychic in a train town where one day she finds herself reading for a serial killer. The book is about becomes with this artistic serial killer. And along the way, she meets a beautiful biker angel and rescues a person that is committing suicide. And they access into a wonderful journey through the serial killer, helping to release his demons, the demons of those he's collected, I should say, in this haunted train depot. All I can tell you is it sounds complicated, but I write very simplistic. And so far, I've had pretty good reviews of the book, that it seems to be something that has a very surprise ending. You can get it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and if you go to my blog today, I have a video, a book trailer video on it. So it's called Bone China Mausoleum by Ann Odell. And maybe next time I'll bring the book so you can see it. All right. Well, I do want to say that I am very thankful for those who came to visit me today. I am always grateful when you guys come by, and Joseph will be on a sabbatical for a while. He is doing some things that are pretty important to him, and I expect he will be back, but I expect that he may be gone for a little while. So we wish him well on that sabbatical. And what is a sabbatical? A sabbatical is what I call a mission to find yourself, a mission to meditate and get your life in order. And so I think that all people go through that at some point in their life. And we wish Joseph a spiritual and lovely sabbatical. I do want to send blessings and all my love to all of you within the listening audience now and in the archives. So again, if you want a personal reading, please go to thecallingoflight.com, and you can also check out my book on Amazon or Barnes & Noble, Bone China Mausoleum, about a psychic who reads for a serial killer. And that's pretty much what I have to say today. So go ahead, listen to the hypnotherapy today, and I hope that you can find a way to take some of the things that you've been putting off, as I have, and realize that you can get her done and feel so proud of yourself. All right. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.
Technology moves at the speed of innovation, and today, that's lightning fast. So when you get your hands on the latest tech, don't forget to do the right thing with your old devices. Recycle them. The Consumer Electronics Association and its members are making recycling your old tech device as easy as purchasing